Let's go.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. And yes, as you can see, we are entering the fifth dimension.
I like it a lot.
This is courtesy of our friend,
Katrina Moldova.
the Russian artist.
This is amazing.
I was going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. This is beautiful. She just brought this in today. This is her latest. Let us know what you're thinking about this whole picture here. Let us know your thoughts on what this is. They think it looks like storage. I think it's like going into...
Fifth dimension.
It kind of looks like the other side slick of your office is what it looks like.
Really?
I think so.
Now, Slick, I'm going to tell you something. Let's go up to camera 3. We have Prince in camera 3 today in Mr. Slick's office because Slick is doing something called lunchtime with Slick.
Lunchtime with Slick. Although he's not getting any lunch today. You got to go get some lunch.
So Slick, I am going to be putting this piece in there as well because I think it's going to be devastating. Yes, I'm going to put you in the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension.
How do you like your outfit? Doesn't this look kind of just like that?
I like it.
It's
Don't you
amazing.
see
I
the
got
similarities,
Prince on
Vlad?
Prince. Yeah. I got
Right?
Prince on Prince right now.
What his office looks like and this painting.
Yeah. It's in the,
For sure.
it's in the fascism. Now, no, leave it off because I'm just in a white shirt and it gets real cloudy. Now, when I set this thing up, there was a purpose why it was done. My co-host here, my partner here decides to scream, rant, and rave. That doesn't work. Take it down. This is ridiculous. They set it up the other way. The whole nine. I
Looks
said,
nice, though.
patience. Now, this is all everybody thinks about. They come in here, they take pictures.
You know,
now they want me to dress it with
With a red curtain. Yep.
that would be beautiful.
to highlight it.
Goldie
So,
likes that
ladies
idea.
and gents, ladies preferably, you know, you can have lunch with Slick.
Well, we're trying to get it perfect for Goldie's, the authors,
yes.
For her
book signing. And we're trying to get it perfect because why not use different aspects of here to highlight what we do? Because we're not a garage, we are a mini gallery. And it all begins here. And if we can touch here, it gets to here. It,
6 inches from here to here.
that's right, 6 inches. You ever heard of the old saying 6 inches? That's all it is, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes, baby.
Slick is
Really?
still lost.
6 inches?
So, Slick is still lost.
really does take 6 inches?
Yeah, it does. Aren't you shocked? Aren't you happy now? Listen,
That's crazy.
listen. If you want to have
That's
lunch
crazy.
with Slick, he will invite you over. There's a table and everything we're going to have there. And they're going to take pictures. This is hopefully brought to you. We're looking for a sponsor for it, but maybe Sunday Stop will sponsor it. And they will discuss your business venue with the box.
Most definitely.
Now, what is the box? The box in reality is our production studio. We just bought more equipment in so that we can record. If you can sing, we will record it, send it to our master mixer,
Yes.
and we're ready to rock and
They
roll
ask,
with
why
this.
am I the one doing all the ordering? Am I like the accountant side of what we do?
Because you got all the money.
I don't know about
That
that.
isn't true. I
all I
ordered
hear
the,
is Dawn.
I know.
All
I
I hear is
ordered it
Dawn
yesterday.
and Dawn. Dawn. Dawn.
Last night we were talking to my son Gio, and he kept saying no, no, no. So nothing happened. So I said, the hell with this, and I ordered the piece. I said, listen, it's not a lot of money. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Kind of says you are left on your own if you're going to order this equipment. So I didn't order it, but we ordered it today.
We ordered it because we need it. We're going to try it.
And Vlad has inspired us to go on the healthy route. You got water, I got tea. I don't know what's going on
Get out of
here.
my head. Get out of my head. And did I say get out of my head? You did it first. You have me all week eating salad, chicken, the health. And I'm going to tell you, I feel a whole
You
lot better.
devoured that chicken yesterday.
I feel a whole lot better. You know, I was going through a rough time there last week.
Yeah, I know.
And today I'm feeling, and then I said to myself, maybe the kid's got it right. Maybe I'm not feeling good because I was ingesting junk and not doing the right thing.
You know, I can't really sit on the air, but I would say something about trees.
No, don't say nothing about trees.
No, like with Dawn, like her whole,
The dream?
yeah.
Nightmare.
The dream of my mom. I had dreamt that trees turned into monsters, and the monsters are eating the trees and sucking them down through the beach. That was 2 nights ago. The night before that, I was on a journey down the street with white garbage bags. Don't know what that was about.
That's
I had 2 strange dreams too that makes you feel any better.
talk into your mic so I can hear you.
Did you? Tell us.
I don't remember what they are now.
Talk into your mic so I can hear you. Say that again.
2 strange dreams also. Last 2 nights, so maybe it's in the air.
I
It's not in
definitely
the
think
air.
it's in the
I'm going to tell you what it is. It is the quiet before the storm because the book signing is coming.
that.
Yay!
I had a dream that on the day of the book signing, the virus went away.
Yay!
Amen to that.
Can you imagine that kind of dream?
In 2 weeks,
In 2 weeks.
God bless.
Everything got better and everything was back to normal. And you are going to be the grand opening to normal. Whatever that means. What a
I
dream.
love that. You talk about finding redemption. Wouldn't that
Yes.
be spectacular?
Wouldn't
right?
that be amazing?
So
Hey,
we've got
nothing's
Goldie.
impossible.
I got the book right here, Goldie Wynn, Rainbow in the Night, A Journey of Redemption, and the book sign. You match actually your book cover. Did you do that on purpose?
I didn't, but I love bright colors.
I
as you
see
can
that.
tell.
Doesn't she match the
Look
book
at
cover?
her
It's
hair. What's in
beautiful.
your hair? This has got to be an ensemble you got going.
Well, this
on.
is, back to the 60s a little bit, right? With the
You're like a hippie.
and, almost flowers in my hair, not quite, but bright
Woodstock.
colors. Yeah.
The headband, I love it.
I'm gonna tell you, you
Thank you.
remind me of the music Santana's blowing in my hair right now, in my head, because of Woodstock.
Really?
I almost made it to Woodstock. I wish, well, maybe it's probably
My
good I
brother
didn't.
went.
Yeah?
He came back 3 days later. He smelled like Woodstock.
3 days?
And they called. They went
was
to
a
the
crazy
precinct and
time.
everything. Said that he was missing. He was up in Woodstock.
Wow.
He hitchhiked up and he hitchhiked back.
Wow. Yeah, I used to hitchhike all the time in the day.
I could tell.
Never
you
a
look
problem.
like a throwback to the hippies.
Yeah, never a problem. No one ever messed with me.
Back in the day.
But look at the personality.
I know.
Now, if you take and you buy tickets to the book signing,
Tickets are free, though.
They're free.
we're gonna. But this right. But we want to have a head count, right?
Yes.
Yes,
And
we do
we
have-
will. If it goes over, I think the limit is 20. Is what we're talking about.
Yep.
If it goes over that, we'll have a second or a third or a fourth or whatever. And if things don't improve and we have to change the dates, we will honor that as well. So get your tickets early because that's, and again, I had this dream that we had to do it more than once because you have more people coming than 20. But order in, what's the date?
August 20th. It's coming up. It's in 2
Yes.
weeks from tomorrow.
And what is the get link to get on registered?
Actually, I put it on our cafe page on our Eventbrite. You can find it right there on the cafe Facebook and Eventbrite. We created an event for it. I think you saw it. You got to
Yes.
co-host the event. Share that out. Rainbow in the Night, A Journey of Redemption. But what's so amazing about this story, so many things, is it took you 20 years to actually finish it and
Yes.
share it with everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Why is that?
Yeah, that I'll be talking a little bit more about that night. But yeah, it took 20 years mostly because I had to work through my pain. Because if I had tried to write the book from a place of pain instead of from a place of victory, then it would have been a whole different story. It wouldn't have touched people. Because the thing I think that touches people more than anything is that, yes, I experienced the pain, but thank the Lord, I made it through to the other side. And now I can offer people hope and encouragement that if I could make it through to the other side, so could they. And so until I actually experienced that whole transformation, it was only then that I could really finish the book. And that's why it took so many years.
I want to ask you about that. Because my son is moving to D.C. Did you read his post that he wrote yesterday?
Yeah.
That all the negative things, as he was going through them, that were negative. When he looks back on the impact that they have had in a positive light, he realizes he went through those challenges for a reason.
Yes.
To lead him to where he is now, that he knows is the path that he's supposed to be on. But without all of that, he would probably be on a different path.
I really believe that, Dawn, because I was just talking to somebody about this morning who's going to be going into the field of counseling, and we were talking about that same concept that, every single thing that we've experienced, we didn't experience just for ourselves. We experienced so that we would learn from it and that we would grow from it, but then in time we could help other people to go through their challenges. Because that's what life is all about. It's a lot of ups and downs, and it's a lot of rough turns and unusual paths. But if we just allow, I believe, the Lord, to help us walk through those rough patches, we really will learn from that. And that is the redemption. And that is what we can bring forth to help others. And
It's really funny because during Woodstock, during that era, there was a lot of issues in this country. We had Vietnam that was raging out of control, and people did not want to go. The draft was in play. You guys, I don't even know if you guys know what the draft is. You had to register at the post office to go to war.
Yeah.
And when your ticket came up, you had to serve. You didn't have a choice.
Nope.
Even Muhammad Ali went to jail because he refused. He was drafted. He said, no, I ain't going.
I remember that picture.
And it cost him his 4 years of his career. It still was the greatest. But in those days, we had problems.
Oh, yes.
There was a lot of rioting.
Yeah.
The only difference between rioting today and rioting back then is that they did peaceful marches.
Yes, we did.
Martin Luther King said no anger, no vengeance, because then you're no different than the problem you're trying to fix if you're going to be blowing things up.
Yes.
And in those days, I remember the Black Panthers came
Oh,
forward.
yes, I remember them well.
I remember that. I remember some of the things. And my brother was a hippie.
Yeah.
My
Just like
brother
me.
used to be involved. That's why gangs grew up so big in those days, because in those days, gangs were family.
Yeah.
And they used to be anti what was going on. You didn't want to go to Vietnam and the cops looking for you. You went to a gang, and they weren't going to let you take you. I'm telling you the truth. It wasn't because I was proud of that moment, but a lot of people, my cousins and stuff, I know what they did to get out of the war. I know it. So it's no different then with problems as it is now. The only thing is that we overcame it because there was love and harmony
Definitely, yes.
in those days. Remember?
Yes.
Look
The
how
You know
music-
what? What's interesting, Freddie and Dawn, in the day, I always like to say, in the day, I actually would hitchhike, and I was living once in Minnesota, and I hitchhiked by myself all the way to Washington, D.C. for the big moratorium, which was supposed to be against the war in Vietnam. Now, I couldn't necessarily tell you, because let's just say in those days, you weren't necessarily coherent all the time. But whenever there was anything, like any sort of, opportunity to do something like that, I was on board. And it was safe to hitchhike in those days. There was never a problem. And I just kept going from person to person till I made it all the way to D.C. And I was in that crowd. If you see the footage from the 60s at the Washington Monument, among those thousands and thousands of people, I was there.
And can you imagine that today,
Oh, boy.
marijuana is legal,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I know.
In the day, marijuana was necessity.
Exactly, yes.
So people were always getting high. But it was a different type of anger.
Yeah.
I was young. I was too young. I was a kid. My brother was involved in all of this
So
stuff.
he must be my age, your brother.
He would have been. He would have been, Harry would have been in his 60s, right? Because I'm 50. Harry would have been close to 70 now. I lost him when he was 56. He died of a heart attack.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
But
Freddie.
but it's funny because it was him, it was Fernand, it was Ray, it was Banana. We used to call Carlos Banana. And Juji and me were kids, and we used to watch what was going on with our parents, the way they treated my brother. They were always into music. What the hell, man? My brother played every instrument on the planet. Ray played the bass. And they used to spend Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was a 3-day party. And they used to play music. Santana was
That's
flowing.
all you did was listen to music, yeah.
Oh my God. And we used to open the doors and people used to
Yeah.
come in off the street. Just like here. I didn't know who they were. I used to tell Harry, who's that? Oh, what does it matter? Let them in. Come on in. My mother used to cook for everybody. She
that's
didn't care
great.
who you were.
That's wonderful.
And it was a whole different era, man. We didn't have
To
all of this
lock our
heartache.
doors back then.
No.
Can you
Never.
imagine that? We locked the door here.
Everywhere, yeah.
We locked
Cars,
the
never
door here
locked
during the day.
cars.
And that whole era. And that's why I'm eager to read your book. And I'm going to start reading your book on the night that you're going to be signing, because I'm going to be the first online.
Well, good, then I'll interview you.
That's fine. Whatever you want to do. But this is a throwback for me, because I guess I'm getting a little old in age here. And certain things just mean more to me than they used to mean yesterday. And watching the way you dress, and the way you radiate, the way you talk about those days, that's what I want them to understand. There's always other ways of doing
Yes.
where you want to go. And in that era, we used to do things differently. Now, if you went up to see that concert, Woodstock. Now, they tried to do a second, wasn't the same.
No.
The first one was wild. They
And
were
no one was
wild.
hurt. No one died. That's
Not
the most
one
amazing
person.
thing.
They were
And
full
people
of
took
mud.
care of each other. Yeah. Somebody had an overdose. Everybody helped them through it. It was a completely different time.
And if somebody had a
Yeah.
piece of bread, they gave it among the 35,000
Yeah, they
people that were
did.
there. It was crazy. Everybody took a bite. My brother says, yeah, I had a piece of bread. And somebody gave a piece of salami and just passed it on.
Yeah.
It was wild, he said.
know.
He smelled like hell when he came home. They had to burn his clothes. But my God, you talk about a man who would sit down and tell you stories.
Wow.
It was fantastic. In those days, things changed, but they got changed a different way.
Yes, you're right.
So I'm applauding that it took it forever to get this book up, because I think the timing of your book is now.
Yeah.
Now is when we need it. We need to
Yeah.
go back. I know that Wayne's mother bought the book.
Yes, she
She
did.
read it. And she was, when's the next one? You got
Oh,
another
dear.
one in you?
I don't know if I have another one in me. Another 20 years, I don't know.
You could do a video book.
Well, maybe it'll turn into a movie. You never know.
You have pictures of the day,
Of the what?
of that day, of that era?
A few, yeah.
It's funny, I lost all my pictures. It's what happens when you get divorced a couple times.
Yeah, I think that clip I sent you that was filmed, let's see, what was the name of that? It was on the Lifetime channel, had some pictures in the beginning of the clip.
Some great video pieces, and I know
Yeah.
they put a commercial together for you also. But there's some great video. But I want to ask you, Finding Redemption. At what point did you know when you found it what you had found, or do you look back at it now and go, that was when I broke through and found faith and peace?
I think, that's an excellent question. And I really started to think about it. And I thought, there were probably many different points in my life where I had mini redemptions, that there were things that happened and maybe I got through to the other side to a certain point, and then something else came up and I had to get through to the other side of that. So I think there were many redemptions. But I think the biggest redemption was, I don't want to talk too much about it because it is all in the book, but it happened towards the end of the story when I finally had to accept whether or not I was really totally willing, and I mean 100% willing, to completely let go of my past and to just say, I have a choice here. I can live in the present and enjoy the present, or I can live in the past and stay a victim for the rest of my life. And once I made that decision and I totally surrendered my past to the Lord, and I mean totally surrendered, I then knew I was free, and that was the moment in which I knew I could finish writing the book. So
What
that's-
does the word redemption mean?
Well, I guess, if you look at through the biblical script, obviously, when Jesus came to this earth, right, he came because of our sin. Sin started in the Garden of Eden, right, with Adam and Eve. And ever since then, there had to be a way for our sins to be redeemed. And the only way that could be is by a blood sacrifice. So Jesus came to this earth to die for us, for our sins, so that we could be forgiven, so that we could be set free, so that we could have eternal life and really know the peace that only he can give us. And that's the true redemption. And it was prophesied in the Old Testament and fulfilled in the New Testament. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And so,
It's really funny. I got into an argument with somebody from the church when I was growing up about that whole deal, because I thought that it was all metaphors. I talked about, I talked about the story of original sin, and in the Catholic religion, you get baptized to open the door for forgiveness, all of this stuff. And anyway, me and her got into it. She was pregnant because it was not the Catholic church. I got married the second time. It was the Lutheran church.
Okay.
Luther, who left the shoes at the church because he didn't agree with stuff either. And so I used that emphasis to argue with her. I took off my shoes and I put it by her car. She says, "What are you doing?" It says, "I have problems with this whole baptism thing because I thought it was all metaphors," and we went into it. So anyway, that argument lasted for 2.5 hours. So I went to church the next day and she calls me out in front of hundreds of people. I had to stand
no.
up there. I felt about yay big.
oh,
And she says, "I didn't bring you up here to embarrass you. I just want people to know that it's okay for you to feel the way you feel."
oh, wow.
And she says, "As long as you believe that at the end of the road, that somebody sacrificed themselves for you, which I think is the meaning that Christ wanted to,
Yes.
to give. The sacrifice, the blood,
Yes.
that. And I'm not talking about
Yes.
that. The sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like the movie I told you to watch, Constantine.
Constantine.
It was the sacrifice, was the movie. When you sacrifice yourself for somebody else, then you've learned the lesson that Christ was trying to teach.
Yes.
And
And
that's what it
actually
was
that
about.
applies even in our lives. You know, there's a scripture that talks about
Absolutely.
that we need to be willing to lay down our lives for our brother. You know, so if somebody's really hurting, or even in our marriage, you know, there's been times when I've laid my life down for Dave, or he's laid his life down for me. Because if I love him more than I love myself, I'm willing to do that, and vice versa. And that makes all the difference in the world, because then we're more selfless and not selfish, and always thinking about, it's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me, right? So I think if more people live that way, what kind of a world would we have?
Well, that's the
We'd have
deal.
a
I think we're
world
missing
full of
the
love.
I think we're missing the message. And it's
Yeah.
funny because during the 60s and 70s, that whole era was about sacrifice. It's about giving to someone else. And that's why a
that's
lot of
so
people were
true.
against the war, against Vietnam. Now, a lot of my family served, and a lot of them did not come back, and a lot came back cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, forget about it.
yeah.
It's nuts and it's craziness. But that's why what's happening at the Olympics right now, it generates so much interest. And it's amazing because this is why I say that your book right now should be a movie, because it's inspirational and the timing of it is correct and necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And it's funny because Dawn is Jewish
Right, yes.
and they have a different belief system.
So is Goldie, though.
Yes, I am.
But she's a different type of Jew.
Well, Goldie was born Jewish, and then
And-
she found, I guess, redemption, for lack of a better word, or
Yes,
keep
Messianic
with
Jew.
But isn't
Messianic
she
Jew.
Messianic? Messianic, is that the word?
Yes, uh-huh.
Which I'm going to tell you, until I met you, I didn't even know existed. I
Well,
didn't
a
even
lot
know
of
what the hell
people-
that meant.
I know, a lot of people don't.
Never heard of that. A
I
Jew
know.
who believes in Christ, right?
Yeah, but there's Messianic congregations all over the world.
But hold on, is it Messianic believes that Christ was
That he already
resurrected?
came, that he was... That
He resurrected?
Yes, that he was Jesus. Yeshua is his Hebrew name. We believe that he came the first time he said when he did come. Now, the Jewish religion says that they're waiting for him to come for the first time. We know, we as Messianic Jews believe he's going to be coming for the second time.
You're like a
So-
Catholic with a Jewish twist.
Well, I guess you could say that. Hey, the Pope wears a yarmulke.
He was Jewish.
Yeah, right? I mean,
You know, this thing about Catholic, it doesn't really matter where
No.
you start the race, as long as you understand
Yeah.
the word of sacrifice. I don't
Yes,
care if you
yes.
believe in Christ or not.
Yes.
But can you believe in the word sacrifice? Can you give yourself up for somebody else?
We had this conversation 6 years ago.
That's right. Do you know that they show Surfside, the building that collapsed?
Oh, wow.
You saw the cops that came out at the first 5 seconds of the thing collapsing, what they did? Do you know they were so scared to go in that if they had gone in, they probably would have saved some lives. And they now they have to live with this, and they regret it because they were so afraid that the building had chunks and pieces in the garage. Even though they did save some people in the garage. Did you see this thing?
Such a tragedy.
This is unbelievable. But the question is, do you run towards the fire? Do you sacrifice to help others that need you? Or do you run away from it?
Yeah.
And then there's the definition of, do you get in harm's way to try to save somebody and then you end up getting lost? So it's interesting. There's a
Yes,
lot
yes.
of interest. This is why, in my book, Christ, the man, the philosopher, the son of God, whatever you want to call him, he didn't care.
Right.
As long as you heard the word and you say, you know something, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
And that's
all
what he did with
asked.
people. He talked to people, to the average
That's all he
person, even
asked.
people that he wasn't supposed to talk to.
Well, the problem
the
is the words never
Samaritans.
cut nobody.
Right.
The words never, my definition, my belief ain't going to hurt you. You're going to
No.
have yours. Now, can we sit down and have a glass of wine? Why not?
Of course.
Can we break some bread? Can we read a book?
Yes.
Can we do all of that? That's what it comes down to. And I think
Absolutely.
that that's what's falling on deaf ears right now, that too many people are just too concerned about themselves.
And if we focus more about what we have in common rather than what we disagree on, that can make all the difference in the world as well. Because I think that that's why there's so much division, unfortunately, with politics, vaccinated versus non-vaccinated. It's like, really? Why can't we just accept each other and love each other and let each person make their own decision based on what they feel is right for them? And I think that would really calm things down quite a bit right now in our world.
Just as long as you don't hurt anybody.
Exactly.
Wasn't it that bearded guy, that Jewish guy, Moses, that came down with like some tablets or something?
Yeah, that'd be called the Ten Commandments.
Yes, the Ten Commandments.
And when he parted the seas, remember that I was
Yes,
taught in college, and NYU showed me that anytime seas are parted, it's because of disparity of enslaving people, which no man should ever be enslaved, ever.
Right,
Black,
right,
white, purple, pink, Jewish, orange, Martian. No one should ever be enslaved.
Absolutely.
And those oceans, when he divided the oceans, it was very significant
Yes.
as to what enslavement was all about. I mean, you know, I went through this whole thing with my brother, with this whole religious thing. And he took me to school, and I took it up at NYU and everywhere else, and I've gone to temple. I've listened to so many different stories, and they're all right. There is nobody wrong. But when you start doing this to people, man, you ain't gonna win. In the long game, you ain't gonna
It's
win.
only
Hitler
going to push
didn't
people
win.
further away. really.
Mussolini didn't win. None of these crazies, none of them are gonna ever win. Nobody, including today's crazies.
It's all about love.
They win for now, though.
Nah, that's only
It's the short term,
momentarily.
right?
Listen, before I forget, I want to make an announcement. Dr. E's show is tomorrow.
Eileen Lemon, yes,
Is she
it
coming in or is
it
she
all
doing
starts
virtual?
with you. I'm hoping she comes in because,
Dr.
yes, Eileen,
E's
thank
watching.
you. The studio does look beautiful. She loves this new picture behind us. So hopefully tomorrow she will come into the studio. Her show will air at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. It all starts with you and talking about what it takes to find that journey, that redemption, whatever that word is to you, to find you and keep going. I saw she actually did a 5K, I think, yesterday.
She did? Who?
Eileen,
She did a 5K. She ran 5K?
that's what I saw
Wow.
on social media.
Really?
That's
pretty cool.
amazing.
That lady runs?
In the heat?
No.
Fine. That's what I saw, is all I can tell
She
you.
walked a 5K. She ran a 5K. I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Cheers to her. I'll hold up a drink.
Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more with Goldie Wynn, Rainbow in the Night, A Journey of Redemption. The book signing is scheduled for Friday, August 20th. It's in 2 weeks, 6 o'clock, right here at the Brooklyn Cafe Show, AMP Media Studios. It is RSVP because we want to make sure everyone stays safe and we have the right number of food and books, book signing, a little bit of singing maybe. Maybe we can get Dave a little bit to
No,
do.
I don't think so. Not
We're going to
this
see
time.
what we get. You never know. The power of
You
persuasion.
never know. I give him an offer he can't refuse.
Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Try our very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open. Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
Hi friends, it's Bree and Allie from Kids and Capes. Tune in Saturday mornings on the Brooklyn Cafe Kids Television Network at 10 o'clock, where we share fun and ideas. And remember, peace, love, and kindness.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. the distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Proudly distilling out of West Palm Beach, Florida, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store. Welcome to
Hi, I'm Tracy McDonough, owner and founder of Healing Moments. Healing Moments is a healing playroom, a mind, body, spirit center. Our service is love and compassion, and the environment is soothing, peaceful, and inviting. Every area is designed for healing and peace. We deliver services such as massage therapy or lymphatic drainage, energy healing and Reiki, chakra balancing, physical vascular therapy for circulation and pain, vibrational medicine using frequencies and oils, and music in order to calm and relax your mind, body, and spirit. We also offer detoxification services using infrared sauna, ionic foot baths, and power plates. All of our modalities are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, induce relaxation, relieve pain, and provide detoxification and inflammation reduction for optimal healing and wellness.
Today I'm very excited because I'm going to be launching something new. Hello everyone, my name is Jane Goldie Wynn, and I'm excited to be here to tell you about my book signing, which is an exciting event because it's post-pandemic, and it's going to be held right here in the Brooklyn Cafe studio from 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday evening, August 20th, right after work. And it'll be a fun time. This is my book, Rainbow in the Night, A Journey of Redemption, and it is my true life story. So I'll be sharing a little bit about behind the scenes, why it took me 20 years to write the book, and just some interesting anecdotes that I will be telling you about. So I just hope that you'll join us because it will be just a fabulous time. We'll be giving away some interesting things. I'm not going to tell you, you'll have to come and find out. But it'll be just a chance to gather together and have a social time, and people will be able to ask me questions about the book, and hopefully some people who've read the book can come forward and share what their experience has been like. So again, this is the event, and it is on Friday evening, August 20th, right here at the Brooklyn Cafe studio from 6 to 8. So please let me know if you're going to be attending, because we want to make sure we have the right number of refreshments, and seating is limited. So you can text me at 215-990-7752 or give me a call. And you can also email me at Goldalah, Goldalah, @gmail.com. So we hope to see you there. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. So I'll see you soon. Shalom now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to
Wow, it's the throwback.
Did you like? We said, "What's?" You hear a new commercial, we don't know when we look in.
That was
a nice
Jeremiah.
job. Jeremiah's there having their grand opening. Jeremiah's Italian Ice is having their grand opening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 12 till 11, whenever they close. There'll be pet adoptions from the Tri-County Humane Society. They've got DJs, music, and everything is half off. So go to Jeremiah's, check it out off of Glades Road and the Turnpike on the southwest side of Glades Road. It's right there, kind of like a freestanding building closer to Glades. It's in the Publix Greenwise Shopping Center, and there'll be a line, but that means it's worth the wait.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Or is
Saturday,
it Saturday,
Sunday.
But they're doing something Friday.
There's always great stuff there, but the
Isn't
grand
the
opening
mayor or
is
somebody
Saturday.
cutting the
The
ribbon?
ribbon cutting, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
But grand opening events are Saturday and Sunday, and Lori from Jeremiah's will be here for Goldie's launch event, her book signing event on August 20th. So they're going to be, she told me you contacted her, Goldie. She's really excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited too.
Now, I want to know, are we doing some play-by-play so I can get in and get a...
To Jeremiah's?
Yeah.
I think you know a few people there.
No, she told me if we go and do a play-by-play, a little tapey, that I'll get in. I went twice. I could not get in. It was packed. I couldn't even put the car in the front of the place because it was packed. So I had to park way away, and I was with Gio, and by then the baby fell asleep. We said, okay, let's go, we'll come back tomorrow. Couldn't get in the next day.
Eileen says she's training for a 5K, which is amazing. It all starts with you.
Eileen, you ran 5K. Eileen,
Training for it.
did she run yesterday 5K?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you, I'm a TikTok Taylor. I got somebody for you to run with.
I think, Goldie, you asked me about Eileen, right? She was here. So, and I know she's going to be coming, I'm hoping, to your book signing. She starts her new show tomorrow. It all starts with you. I got the elements today from Josh. I'm going to show them to you.
I'm excited about this as well.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Yeah, we're
excited.
signing
Oh,
some
we
new
got
pieces.
Artful Dodger? Artful Dodger? Okay, beautiful. It's another good spot. You 2 for 2 there, buddy boy.
You know what I found about our crew, and I don't know, maybe this is what it is. They don't volunteer their talents. We have to ask. But how do we know to ask if you don't volunteer? So now we just say, share, speak amongst yourselves.
Now we just say, get
And
it
now
done.
they know. Josh went in, he changed some wires in there, and
You move things around. yeah.
Josh squared.
Yeah.
JP came and changed some wires in Studio A, and
They
we
got
had
some
new
wire
soundboard
management
coming.
going.
Dan
Yeah,
did
nice. I
that.
gotta
and
tell you, I'm impressed.
Slick, how those wires doing over there in that corner?
I mean, they can be better.
Where's your mic?
My wires can be better. But first I have to throw away the JBL. Our sound
Well, the
guy,
new
Relax,
piece
it's
is
coming.
our sound guy doesn't.
Relax.
It's
Then you
coming.
throwing nothing away. We're
You're
just
going to get a
moving.
new
I'm
sound
gonna work it over
system?
today.
Yeah. we'll
Oh,
work on
Dave
it.
will be happy. He said,
Slick, actually, this is Slick's office now. I was hoping
Okay.
that if I bribe him, he would pick up that massive wires he has over there. I tripped on a chair
Oh,
with the
no.
wires.
oh dear.
A whole lot of situations over here.
So he
lot
tells
of
Dan, Dan, wire management, Dan does this piece
It looks
here, right?
nice.
Beautiful.
He loves to mess around with wires.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that looks good.
So Slick says, you gotta fix this over here. I gotta take care of the office.
It is
Now,
coming
I'm
along.
gonna give you a vision. This bad boy right here, yes, and this is for sale. This bad boy in that booth is gonna light it up with the red curtain. And watch out now.
oh, wow.
Watch out now.
Yes.
Only problem is, I don't think it's gonna leave. I think she's in trouble.
You keeping it here?
I think so.
Or she sells it. This is a great piece.
With my luck, somebody's gonna buy this like they did Jay's piece that they bought instantly.
Oh
That
my
thing
gosh.
sold.
Vlad, can you grab that file folder over there for me? You have to see this piece, Goldie. This is amazing. And actually was brought back here because it sold in 10 minutes. It got put on social media. And the buyer is coming over, I think,
He's on his
today
way,
to come
yeah.
pick this up. This Jay Harmon created. The show will air today at 2:30. You haven't even seen the show to see the finished piece. Is this amazing? This is David 2020, and he's going to be making more prints because everyone loved this piece so much.
He's
10
hit it.
minutes it sold.
He got it. And the funny thing is that we showed this piece being done and we speed it up. So it's all done in 3 minutes.
Is this amazing?
It took 3 hours to do. He gets it done in 3 minutes. I told him to attach a thumb drive to the back of these pieces and sell it with the thumb drive.
This
and,
is all
and get
done
rid
in
of
pencil.
it. Never, it's all done in pencil.
That's
Never
incredible,
show
right?
it again. Get rid of it. It's a one-time deal.
That's unbelievable.
And he looked at me like I was crazy.
Like
and
an
what did he say
NFT.
today? NFT. What did he say today? I'm gonna do more. I think it's crazy enough to work. Oh, this is incredible.
That's unbelievable.
It is incredible. It took him a good couple hours, and it sold within minutes. This is so timely of what it is. You talk about the old meeting the new.
Yes.
Now I remember. I think RK, you asked him to do something. What did you ask him to do?
I asked if he would take recommendations, like if one of his viewers are watching
Thank
it and
you.
they had an idea, if he would take that into consideration. So like for me, I asked if he would do one of like Chris Cornell.
Who's Chris Cornell?
He was the lead singer of Audio Slave and Soundgarden.
Oh, really? And you asked him would he do that?
Yeah.
Interesting. So you can, I mean, it's something that you would be interested in. Do you want a mask on it or not?
No, just him. Just Chris Cornell in all his glory.
What do you like about Chris Cornell?
His music. He's got a great voice. I don't know if you've ever listened to his stuff, but
It's like you know his stuff.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah, of course I know Chris Cornell. Who doesn't know Chris Cornell? You know, like Chris
Four
Cornell,
people in the
like,
house
tell
don't
us a
know
little
Chris
bit more about Chris Cornell.
No, you
RK.
tell us since you know so much.
What are you talking about?
Okay, tell us.
Cornell?
Uh-huh. Won't you tell me your name?
Cornell. I know the school Cornell, but
So he doesn't know either.
I can tell because she said, why don't you tell us more?
All right, RK, so tell us more.
Who's Chris Cornell? What band is this?
Soundgarden, Audio Slave.
Audio Slave or Soundgarden? Which is it?
It's the same
Both.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing?
Well, no, two different bands, but
Oh.
he does both. Pull up some songs. I think.
And that music you guys have playing here, and wait, no, that wasn't Chris Cornell, right?
That's some other stuff.
All right, just checking that wasn't Chris Cornell.
That was some really
I'm sure you guys
nasty
would know
stuff.
some songs.
Now we'll
That's
have to
that's
listen
when
to
mom's
Chris
sitting
Cornell.
in the house and you hear the kids play songs and you go, no, we're not going to listen to that here today.
I know, don't put a stop to that real quick.
Eileen says she is ready. So Eileen, we can't wait to start your show tomorrow. And this is going to be an amazing event, Goldie. What else do you have going on that night?
Well, I think we're going to have some giveaways. Okay. I think you actually are going to give some Brooklyn coffee, right?
Yep, we're giving away a couple bags of Brooklyn Cafe Show
Yahoo.
coffee.
We're even making some coffee.
And yes,
giving
there'll
it
be
away,
coffee.
we're
We'll
giving
have
it-
treats. It's after work from 6 to 8, so we'll have wine and cheese and just light refreshments. And my vision for it is just to have people talk about the book. You know, people who've read it can come forward and share maybe a little bit about how the book impacted them. And I can share more anecdotes from the book. And if people have questions, they can certainly ask them. And I want it to be very informal and relaxed because that's who I am. And just a fun event.
Those are war stories. Do you remember in the day you used to go to a club and there was a stool and you sat in the club and you share war stories? It was either poetry.
Oh, yes, yes.
Remember that?
The beatnik days.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And you share war stories or you show poetry
Yep. Or you played an instrument
or
or
you
sang.
played an instrument and
Read a
people used to go,
poem. Yep. Yep. Snapped your fingers. That was more my sister's era. I was more the hippie, not the beatnik. But yeah, we had head shops and coffee shops in the hippie days. So when I was going to school in Michigan, we would go to Ann Arbor up to the head shops.
the
Wow.
head shops.
Yes, that's
We used
where
to
you
call
got
them
your-
record shops. You called them head shops because they had all the bongs
Yeah.
in the window.
But we also went to record shops, and we
Remember
also
the
had coffee
bongs?
houses.
All sorts of bongs.
Yep.
Remember the beads they used to hang
yes,
between
we
your
had hanging
living
beads.
room and your back
I
and your
lived in a
kitchen?
commune, and we had our beads everywhere. Yes. Mhm.
So Goldie, if I read this, this unveils the secrets to your joy. Is your hope for people to find their own joy?
Yes, and I do believe that everybody is on a journey. I mean, I personally believe that there's a God void in all of us. And until we actually look at that God void ourselves and question, what is this world all about, it's only then that we can be open to really receive the truth about who he is and what he can do for us. And I do hope and pray that everybody will take that opportunity, and especially now because life is so uncertain. We don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen, and it just helps to know that there is a loving God out there who knows the end from the beginning, and he's got our back, he's got our front, and he's going to take care of us. He said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And so I do hope, because when, at least in my experience, actually yesterday, August 4th, 1974, my husband Dave and I celebrated our 46th anniversary of knowing the Lord Yeshua, his Hebrew name Jesus, in our lives. We prayed together to accept him. Dave was born Catholic, I was born Jewish, and we just at that moment were given that opportunity, and we took that opportunity, and joy entered our lives immediately, and we never turned back. And he's been the center of our marriage and the center of our lives, and everything we do and everything we are just comes out of that place of joy. So of course I want everyone to experience that, but it is a very personal journey, and I believe if you're open, the Lord will speak to you.
Can you bottle your joy? Can we make you have a merch store? Like Goldie's Joy. I mean, seriously, have you ever seen, next to Dr. Eileen, you're going to meet her tomorrow, the joy and the happiness that you have, it should be contagious, more so than this other stuff that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And
maybe we could bottle it up and
can we bottle it up? We're going to ask Josh Square, can we do Goldie's Joy or something? You know how we talked about doing Dawn's Dust, my Stardust? Goldie's Joy.
Well, that was interesting you should say that, because the moment that I did pray that prayer, there was somebody there who had a very special gift, and he actually felt the Lord say to him, tell Goldie that her gift from me is the gift of joy. And it was at that moment that joy entered my life, because I was always depressed before that time, and I was always told I would be that little girl with a pocket full of tears following her wherever she went. So it's been, for me, it's a gift. It's a gift that the Lord gave me, and it has stayed with me. I wake up in the morning just like you wake up in the morning and you get dressed. Well, I wake up in the morning, the second my foot hits the floor, the joy just comes upon me. And I wake up another day, thank you, Lord. So it's a gift. I can't take any credit for it at all, but I'm very, very grateful for it. And I do believe I have to spread it and share it with others, because that's what it's all about.
The amazing thing is that the gift is the acknowledgement that it exists. Because we all live in the same place. Yeah. Except some of us can see it, and some of us can't see it.
Yeah.
That's really what the gift is.
Well, that's the rainbow in the night concept, that, the colors of the rainbow were there all along. It's really called a lunar rainbow, and you can't necessarily see it with the naked eye, but the colors are there. And that was really what happened in my life. I knew somehow, somewhere, there had to be something different. And when the time was right, and as I began getting more and more healing in my life, the colors of that lunar rainbow got brighter and brighter and brighter. And now I experience all the colors in their full glory because of his joy and how he transformed my life. So it's pretty amazing. So grateful.
We should have a bottle. It's called the Gift of Joy.
It's interesting, yeah. There's a lot of messages that can be established. Again, living in joy is one thing. If you can do it, if you can maintain it, if you can stay there and learn from it.
But even if you get a glimpse of it just once, think how many people don't even get that glimmer, that glimpse just once of waking up and putting your feet down and being joyful.
Right.
This one over here is always joyful. And when he's not, we go, what's the matter? If Slick walks in not laughing with a smile, we go, you having a bad day? Because you are always happy. Glad you too. Always has a smile on your face. Cracker Barrel, the kid will kick her phone across the theater and then back again and still be laughing.
And laugh all the way through it.
And they're working 60, 70 hours a week, some of them, and they're working so hard, but yet they are always gracious and full of joy.
You ever seen anything and it takes your breath away? Like the Olympics, I was watching the guys with the shot put, those big boys. Oh my goodness.
See
These
the
guys
women?
are huge. But he set 3 world records. He not only broke it once, he broke his own record again and again and again.
He broke his first throw. He broke his first record. The first throw, second throw, he broke it again. Third throw, he matched.
He destroyed it.
And then he just didn't even want to throw anymore.
But it's funny because
Amazing.
there are things that when you see this thing, it takes your breath away. You know, when I was coaching and my kids won a championship, I lost my breath. And everything stops. And everything moves in slow motion. So all of us have experienced, maybe one time in your life, giving birth even, that happened to me. You experience this 30 seconds of everything slows down. Everything stops. So everybody is on the same page.
Yes.
You just have to be able to see that rainbow that night.
Yes, yes.
Right? And once you
and
do, it
by
changes
faith
your
to know
life.
that it's there, because there's
Absolutely.
a scripture that says, you know, call those things that be not as though they are in the New Testament, and that's true. You know, by faith, you just accept that. Like even when I was depressed, I always had this glimmer of hope that maybe one day I would get better. I didn't know how that would happen because I was so depressed, but I just hung on to that one glimmer of hope that maybe one day I would find some meaning in my life and that I would be able to experience true joy and happiness. Well, the Lord heard that prayer, obviously, and it took a while, but thankfully it happened for us in 1974, so we still had enough of our lives to live together in that joy, both Dave and myself, and we're so grateful for that we can spread it around
You
wherever
were
we
really
go.
young. I mean, so young.
Yes. Yep.
I think it was 46 years ago. I mean, amazing.
Yes.
Some of the greatest artists in the world go through bouts of depression. Some of the greatest painters.
How about just people in general right now?
But I'm talking about some of the greatest painters, some of the greatest singers, all of that.
Because they have to go deep.
Because they are deep into what they do well.
Yes. And so you have to be very introspective to be a true musician or a true artist. So those are the people that tend to have to deal with depression.
Yes, RK.
Some of the greatest, Robin Williams,
Yes.
Jim Carrey, Van Gogh,
Van Gogh.
Slick Speaks.
You deal with depression?
I mean, I feel like everybody in their lifetime had to, yeah, I say reach rock bottom at one point in time. But you just have to, I'm gonna say God, but like people can use a lot of different other things, but you just have to find that light to bring you back up.
Yeah.
Because it's not the fact that you fell down, it's the fact that you're getting back up.
Yes.
They're not expecting you to get back up. So get back up.
See, that's the other thing is they're not expecting you to get back up, Slick. You don't think people want you to find joy? You don't think people want you to get back up?
No, I just feel like for the ones that, counted me out, not saying that there anybody that counted me out, but like for the ones that counted me out, they didn't expect me to come back the same way that they left me. Because like I know I had to detach myself from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then they expected me to act a certain way. And I know the way I reacted, they didn't expect that. So I know I always take stuff as with me, it's always 100% with me. So like if I see you go left, I'm like, all right, cool. That's how we're gonna play it. I match energy with whoever that person or whatever relationship that I'm in.
That's why God gave you two ears. One is to hear them, and the other one's to hear yourself.
I used to be the one that talk over, and like I know patience now. I have to listen to a conversation, or I have to actually be in tune to that situation. I can't really talk that much. I have to read the situation.
Well, it's the art of patience. Yeah, it's a
Well,
tough
you guys
art.
were friends in high school.
Yeah.
Are you the same now as you were then?
I can't say I was the same, to be honest, because I've been through a lot. So actually moving upstate and then actually.
Nah, I see. Yeah, like his energy is more grander. Not grander, but it's more like Blondie from when I've seen in high school.
How about you?
It's the same thing.
Have you changed?
Me? Change? I wouldn't say I changed. I just I learned myself.
I think you've changed since I met you.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay. I understand. Yeah.
Now,
That's what you mean.
Everybody got a chance to evolve.
everybody. Well, that's why it's called evolving, because you change every day. Now, Charlotte, our good friend Charlotte,
I meant to call her today, by the
she
way.
says she wrote something here. It says, I feel blessed because it's such a gift to have the Brooklyn Cafe as my friends. And I gotta tell you something, Charlotte
blessed too,
reminds
Charlotte.
me of a character in your book, because she has that whole throwback thing going back.
Okay.
When we were at the Arts Garage and she was sitting next to us and she was grooving and moving, she's in tune with what's going on as well. And I love it when Charlotte comes and still trying to get her on the air and everything else. She's a busy lady. I get it, respect, but much love. And again, you know, it's family, it's family, it's family.
Yeah.
It's the important thing. Gina is coming tonight as also because she says she needs to come see her family. And this is
Aw,
home
that's
to a lot of
wonderful.
people, but that's what it's all about.
It feels that way to me. That's why I was so excited when Freddie, a long time ago, in the beginning of the pandemic, when you mentioned this, I thought, I'm going to hang on to that. And I'm gonna really believe one day we're gonna have that book signing, even
Well-
though it took almost 2 years.
Well,
I
I'm
can't believe it's here, though.
I know.
That's the amazing thing.
I know.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I was sent the message that your book signing is coming because here we go again with what's going on around us.
Right?
And I almost got depressed to a point because I don't want to go through this again.
No, no.
I don't want to have to go through this again. But on the other side, the message is you show up. And it's telling me, you know what, Freddie, we're going to get through this too. And whether we have to do 2 book signings, 3, I don't care. It's going to get us through because your message to me is it's going to be all right.
Right, right.
And that's what it comes down to. And that's why I play that song all the time because it is going to be all right. We're going
And
to
if we
get
have
through
to have
this.
social distancing that night and limit the number of people, so be it. You know,
Yes.
like you said, we can always do another one.
That's right.
And it's all
And
good.
I can open doors and put people on the outside if I got to.
Yeah, we just make it work. You have
That's
to be
right.
flexible.
We make it up as we go
yeah,
along.
there you go. I love that.
Which is no
Improvise.
problem because that's the
Improv.
way it was done in your day, no?
Yes, everything's improv.
I remember that.
Just
I'm
gotta
still
open it.
that way.
And this is the perfect time for people to get inspired because
Yes.
now more than ever, here we
Yes.
go. I feel like I've said this before. People need inspiration. They need to find their joy.
Yes,
They need
yes. Mm-hmm.
to hold on to that hope. You may know it's there. Remember my son used to say to me, I've known you a long time, so you heard the phone calls of I'm dropping out of law school, I'm not doing
Over and
this.
over.
Mom, there is no hope. Mom, stop
remember.
saying there's
remember.
hope. Why do you believe that? And then you saw his post yesterday.
He's going to Washington, D.C., working for a law firm. And
And how there's always hope, and how
Mazel
all
tov,
these
darling.
thank you.
Mazel tov.
How all these bumps
The mother
along
of
the
a
way
lawyer.
in his life have led him to keep the faith. Suddenly, now he has.
I know.
That's
be where he is.
exciting.
True that. It's
But
true
when you
that.
finally feel that redemption,
That's
where you see
wonderful.
the light and say,
Yeah.
okay, now I understand all these hurdles along
Yes.
the way. And you were there for
wonderful.
many a conversation on the other side.
And he got there. It's the same thing that I tell Vlad. Vlad, I want Vlad to do a movie. But it isn't the movie. I want to drink from him doing it, from
Right,
learning
right.
how to put it together. Because that inspires everybody.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
the movie, the outcome of it, if it's a great movie, great. If it's not great, doesn't really make a difference.
It's the process.
It's the process.
and what you
Because
learn.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's what you learn, how you feed others by doing this thing. He has some people reading parts
Yeah.
in here. And I saw a whole different side. Riley, who didn't even read a part, he touched my heart when he came in and he was looking. So Riley's going to be on tonight. We got a gig going on tonight. He's going to be on the set with Alina,
Alana?
her too. Alana. tonight. Hey, I'm going to tell you
Well,
something.
you guys are going to be on the set too on the 7:30 hour.
Yeah?
Well, you're going to figure that out.
Well, I would guess you're going to find out when we get there, no?
Like now you're doing another segment at NN, right? We're gonna air it
We're
out.
doing it here, actually.
These two knuckleheads went to the radio station. We went to the radio station, and the two of them got together, and they did a show on a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And I got to tell you, I didn't recognize either one of them. They became unbelievable.
We're both chameleons. That's
Everybody was writing in like, where these guys come from? What a show they put on that night.
That's great.
Concise, to the point, no hubba dubba dubba. It was perfect.
Wow.
Now they've raised the bar
Okay.
because I know it's in them.
Uh-oh.
So tonight, you better be bringing it tonight again.
Once Freddie's in on it.
we're gonna do the Artful Dodge.
Taco
bring back some drinks.
courage.
He's getting tacos. Val's taking a nap. I don't know what they're expecting tonight, but
I think RK was just napping. Were you sleeping over there?
I was sleeping. So Slick slept. No one else did. I went to retreated to Studio B, sat in one of the chairs against the wall, and passed out for like half an hour. I can fall asleep anywhere.
I can too. I'm right with you. I've missed planes falling asleep in airports.
You missed planes? I missed a plane once I was drinking at the bar. they finally said, will the passenger Fred Santori come? Because they knew me already in Tampa. Will he please show up for his plane? I was 15 minutes late.
Oh, that's so funny.
I was drinking, and I was at the bar in Tampa, and the lady comes over. Freddie, you gotta go. I go, that's me? Yes. And I says, I gotta pay you. Don't worry about it. We'll put it on your tab. Because I used to go to Tampa every other week.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
I had to run to the airport. And you know the funny thing is, that's when I got my tattoo. And you know how they have to search you and all that? The cop says, oh, you got that? Don't worry about it. Go. Who in the right mind will have a weapon when you have your tattoo? So I run on the plane and everybody's looking at me. I was like, sorry.
They
You got
held
a
the
story
plane
for
just for you.
everything.
JetBlue. True story. Swear to
Oh,
God,
JetBlue's great. Yeah.
Better than that other one. All right, let's take a commercial break. Let's see this other spot we got going on. Let's play Goldie. Let's play Jeremiah's. Let's check out the Dodger. Slick, what do they have going on tonight? It's Thursday at the Artful Dodger.
I think it's poker night tonight, but it's Taco Thursday for me. I don't play high stakes poker.
Where, there?
Yeah, they got poker.
No, do they have tacos?
They got tacos, yeah. Tacos and quesadillas.
Really?
Yes.
All right, let's take a commercial break. Check it out. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Safe His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
A light into the darkness on majority of his pieces, using a negative background to highlight the details of some of his looks. I know some artists use white canvases, but he thrives on a black canvas. And here's the kicker: he only uses pencil, colored pencil, graphite pencil, and pencil for his art pieces. Yes, I know it's hard to fathom that these beautiful pieces came from pencil, but yes, they did. And the only way you can experience Jay Harmon is if you come to the Gallery of Boca. Jay Harmon, an unconventional artist with a unique story behind every canvas.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let Ant2 TV help get you there.
Today I'm very excited because I'm going to be launching something new. Hello everyone, my name is Jane Goldie Wynn, and I'm excited to be here to tell you about my book signing, which is an exciting event because it's post-pandemic, and it's going to be held right here in the Brooklyn Cafe studio from 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday evening, August 20th, right after work. And it'll be a fun time. This is my book, Rainbow in the Night, A Journey of Redemption, and it is my true life story. So I'll be sharing a little bit about behind the scenes, why it took me 20 years to write the book, and just some interesting anecdotes that I will be telling you about. So I just hope that you'll join us because it will be just a fabulous time. We'll be giving away some interesting things. I'm not going to tell you, you'll have to come and find out. But it'll be just a chance to gather together and have a social time, and people will be able to ask me questions about the book, and hopefully some people who've read the book can come forward and share what their experience has been like. So again, this is the event, and it is on Friday evening, August 20th, right here at the Brooklyn Cafe studio from 6 to 8. So please let me know if you're going to be attending, because we want to make sure we have the right number of refreshments, and seating is limited. So you can text me at 215-990-7752 or give me a call. And you can also email me at Goldalah, GOLDALAH, @gmail.com. So we hope to see you there. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. So I'll see you soon. Shalom now.
Are you tired of searching for a place? Well, look no further. The Artful Dodger hosts open mic nights every Monday from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. with sign up beginning at 8 p.m. So come out and dance, sing, play some pool, and if you're creative, perform your own songs in front of a live audience. So what are you waiting for? Text your friends and make some plans to come out to the Artful Dodger. Artful Dodger. Good vibes and a great time.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
An angel gets her wings. You got a whole collection going on there of masks and water. You're getting healthy. I think Vlad's inspired you.
I gotta ask you, how many times a week do you change mask?
Every day. 2 days.
Every day? I can't afford that.
Man, you gotta get the custom. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't even a mask. That's like an underwear.
No, it is a mask.
Is that your underwear you're putting over your face?
Oh, man. It's a mask.
It's a mask? What do they call those?
It's like a head wrap or something.
But does that really work, Slick?
Yeah, they got a fold over.
If you blow you into that, do you don't feel your breath on the other side? Because that's the test. See, I can't feel my breath with these on the other side.
Wasn't there a song, I Can't Feel My Face
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
something?
they definitely do.
And those don't?
No, I don't think so, no.
I had a big ass dot on my nose.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Big dot in his nose.
Back at the cafe, back with Slick, you know. Pardon RK's arm, but if you want to have lunch with Slick, you can.
Lunch
Just
with Slick?
contact the Brooklyn Cafe, and then we can arrange if you like tacos. Not saying.
Do you remember the Munsters and the hand would come up from the box?
Oh, that was the Addams family.
Addams Family?
Yes.
That is
RK, that's like
definitely
your
a-
hand.
Thing.
But yeah,
Look, and there he goes.
Yep. Yeah, Thing
But
was
if
great.
you guys
Thing
wanna
had a lot of
join.
personality.
Yo, we should do that for Halloween.
Thing? You want to be Thing?
RK's hand is going to be Thing.
Random hand. Here's a mic.
You guys don't remember Creature Features, right?
No.
Remember Creature Feature? Creature Features was a Saturday night creepy horror show.
Really?
And it had a hand that came out of a pool of blood, a cartoon. A cartoon that will go creature, features. It has 6 fingers. Creeper features. And it has 6 fingers. So the trivia question that everybody asks is, how many fingers did the hand have? And I didn't realize this. It had 5. I know, and it had 6.
I had no idea. I don't watch that kind of stuff.
You don't watch Creature Features?
No.
Nothing
No.
scary. Happy endings only.
Thank you very much. Yes.
But you need a little in your life.
I heard there's a new movie on Netflix, something like Love Letters, or that's supposed to be very.
Anybody heard the movie Love Letters on
Girly.
Netflix?
Love Letters? I wish I gotta watch it then. Is it about love story?
It's
I love
something
love
like that. Chelsea told me about it. She's like, Mom, you will love it, which means Freddie, you will not.
I love love stories, you know.
Do you remember the movie Love Story?
Yes.
Hard pass. The Notebook, yes.
Not The Notebook.
Is
I
that
love
the
The
one?
Notebook.
Never have to say you're sorry.
That's right. That's right. Love Story, the original.
The original.
Very
Last Letter from Your
intense.
Lover, it's called.
Oh, I saw that.
You did? Did you really see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Dave always says. A chick flick. Dave likes to watch chick flicks with me, though.
Gotta get into
The Notebook was unbelievably
This is a whole
sleepy.
lot of estrogen, you know?
A lot of
It's a
sleepy.
whole lot of estrogen.
You liked it?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't say I liked it. But it's just a whole lot of estrogen.
Everybody liked The Notebook, just like they like Shades of Grey.
Oh.
Yes.
That's just very like come on.
I had 3 men. I went to the movie and they were sitting below. 3 guys got up and told their wives, I'm leaving. This is a piece of junk. And they walked out of the movie theater. The wives stayed. They were laughing. And the guys walked out. I was dying. I said, what are you walking out for?
They had a good time together.
So you finished that movie?
I watched it.
Okay, what are you working on over there?
I'm actually updating my resume right now.
What happened
Oh.
to your movie? I mean, to your show?
It's done.
Is
So
it?
where can't we put it out?
So I have to do a voiceover for the intro. I'm gonna do that after today or tonight.
Goldie, this is why we tell them we air live, because by the time life happens and they edit it, it's been 2 weeks. We
I
haven't
was-
seen your show.
I was ready to do a show yesterday live, and we just got busy. That's all.
That's okay. There's another thing.
I think next week I'm gonna have Haley on my show. Actually,
Haley leaves us August 18th is her last day.
that's why I asked her yesterday, like, when do you leave? Can I have you on my show? And she was like, yeah, cool, I'm done.
But I am going to make sure that she comes in remotely because I'm not letting her go that quickly.
Good idea. Lots of things to do
Lots
remotely.
of things to do remotely. She's very good. She's very good. at
That's
what
one
she does.
good thing that came out of the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have been doing
Yes.
remotes for 6 years,
Oh.
but nobody
and
ever.
you were ahead of the game.
Well, to bring people in remotely was one of the good things that have actually come out of it, because now we can go anywhere around. I have a woman in
Yes.
Scotland I'm talking to who does facials and skincare.
From Scotland?
Yes.
She's going to
exactly.
take care of your face from Scotland?
I can't seem to take care of it here, so yes, I'm going to go to
So
Scotland.
she's gonna put her hand through the screen and fix you up?
Yes.
Really?
But how cool is that? We never had that opportunity before. Not
We
to
always
this,
had it.
but not to the degree we have now.
We
With
never
Zoom.
used it doesn't mean we didn't have it.
No,
That's
we
true. Now
never
we're
had
using
it
it
because
for
like if
everything.
you watch like I'll say CNN, MSNBC, they're still having problems with their feeds.
Of course,
Like,
because
from
the
low
way they're
battery to,
doing
like,
it is stupid.
Them not hearing sound. I don't know who's running the board. They should have me in there, but you know.
You're
Sometimes
right.
I watch TV and I see, and I'm like, man, who's ever running their board right now is
They need
probably out of a
slick. They
job.
need slick.
Like I see calls dropped. I see
Yep.
I see them talking and the person answering and no sound. Something's not going through.
Commercials with no audio.
Correct.
Well,
Yep.
the problem is that they have to centralize bandwidth. When you do these programs, if you don't have enough bandwidth to carry it, you're
That's
going to have
true.
a breakup, a distortion. So you have to learn from that aspect. But
Get high speed.
well, you got to have enough juice to be able to carry all the things they want to do.
Yeah.
Now, what we did in Studio A this morning that you saw my computer laid out will carry it completely.
You got it?
The problem is the bandwidth, wherever you go to do it, has to be there. You can't run something, if you need a full tank of gas to get to
Right.
where you're going, you can't get there with a half a tank of gas. It's just not going to happen. So that's the problem that the networks are having right now.
That's so true.
So what they're looking to do is to have a truck parked where they can piggyback off the truck and send it out, but that's not working either. That's why you see all those satellites going up, because they're still trying to increase the bandwidth for production.
Yeah.
NBC, ABC, and CBS are spending millions and billions of dollars.
Wow.
But they've got the money to do it.
That's right. They got the money to do it, but we got the brains to do it. If I had money, I'd be dangerous.
That's why whoever asks me why I do all the buying, that would be why.
I gotta tell you,
That's good.
when the encoder that is now in Tampa being refurbished, when we used that one, I went down to the Green Market in Hollywood, and I did production from there using a Sprint card. It was the first time it was ever used, Sprint card. And you would plug the Sprint card in, it would go to a satellite and come back, and you would do production. And I was one of the first that did it. But it would break up every couple of seconds. So Slick would be, and then it would start again. And it would start again. Hotwire is running into that right now. They're running into production problems because they're trying to grow with bandwidth that isn't acceptable. It's not enough bandwidth.
Well, Spirit's having the problem. They're running into problems with gasoline, apparently.
And that's a dangerous
Yes.
problem because those things go up.
Well, the problem is you got other people's lives there. Exactly.
Yes, yes.
So that's a problem.
Lots of things, lots of problems that are going on.
Oh, yeah. Lots.
What else do you do? Some of the other lessons you've learned from your book to what you're doing now.
Wow. I think probably one of the most important things is that I've learned from the book is just the importance of really helping other people, because, you know, we all get stuck, right? And I like to use, as a life coach, I use the metaphor of, you know, sometimes that train just gets stuck in the station. And how can we get that train out of the station and on to the next stop? And sometimes it's just taking little steps, little baby steps. And once we take those baby steps, then we can eventually take bigger steps. And so we just have to break it down. I laughingly say to my clients, how do you eat an elephant? And they look at me like I'm crazy. And I said, well, just think about it. If you were to eat an elephant, how would you eat it?
One step at a time.
One bite at a time, yes. So that's what, you know, I try to do with people. And even in the book, you know, I know it's funny, right? It breaks the ice. But, you know, really that's what it is. It's not like your whole life is necessarily going to change overnight completely. I had aspects of my life when I came to faith. That was a huge part of my life that changed because I had joy unspeakable that I never had before. But after that, there were other challenges in life that I had to work through. There were things that I really wanted very badly that I didn't get, that I had to just let go of, dreams and hopes, losses. And so you just navigate things all along the way. So my hope is through the book and my getting out there and talking to different groups of people is to just be able to offer that hope, you know, that we can take those chunks of things in our lives and just work on them one at a time. It doesn't have to all be done yesterday. You know, it's just like if you're talking to someone who just found out they're pregnant, they're not going to have the baby tomorrow. There's 9 months before the baby arrives. So it gives time to plan for that baby. So that's how I really like to talk to people, you know, because so many times people think, boy, Goldie, you're so full of joy, you know, and you must, I mean, boy, oh boy, you know, how did you ever do that? Well, it was a process, and it continues to be, because there's still things in life that can be challenges. But I think, you know, if you just trust the Lord and you know that He's going to help you to get through them and get to the other side, and then whatever you learn, it's not just for you, but it's also to help other people. That's probably the most important and valuable lesson from my book, is that I don't want to keep it all to myself. I really do want to help and give hope and inspiration that you too can do this. It's not just about me.
It's like falling in love. You know, you feel the joy of falling in love. No, Slick.
I was going to say, you've given up on that, I think.
No, not at all. It's just different loves now. But Slick writes to me all the time, says, my heart is broken or my heart is put back together. It is the taking off. You know how a plane goes down a runway and it builds up speed before it takes off? That's what falling in love is like. Now, hopefully that plane ain't gonna come down faster than it went up.
Let's hope not.
It's gradual. Everything in life that's worth doing is gradual.
gradual, yes.
You can't do everything right just setting out. You
No,
can't.
no.
I mean, you can't. Look at the world records that are falling in the hottest place on the planet. It's so hot that one of the caddies fainted
Yeah.
during the Olympics. You saw this thing? Everybody was looking at this caddy and he went, oh, and he faints because it was like 104 degrees when they were playing golf. But everything in life has to be gradual. You
Yeah.
don't have all the answers.
And it's
even
okay
if-
to make mistakes.
But of course
2
it
steps
is.
forward, 1
How
step
else
back.
you gonna get
learn
it to
from your
perfect?
mistakes. Yeah.
And every time you get to perfect, there's always going to be another inch
Yes.
that you can make it even
Yes.
better. Don't be
Yes.
disappointed that you do something, you feel good,
Yeah.
and then says, I can maybe make it better.
Absolutely.
Charlotte says soon.
Yes, Charlotte, I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to hold my breath, Charlotte. It's funny. When I first started doing this thing, I was in a room with 2 little cameras. And I was in the room. And I sat in there. And my son and I said to him, I don't want to be in that room. I want to be in another room. And it took us 3 years to put that together.
Wow.
And then I said, okay, now I want cameras because cams, and the throwback in this place is we used to still use cams and cameras combined. And we use cameras. And we got more room.
This is beautiful.
And when
What you
I
guys done is
when
so
I met
beautiful.
Dawn, she said to me, "Why do you sit in the dark?" Remember that? Because I could see better. Because I was looking at another studio and doing it
It
remotely.
was a foot stomping moment.
But I did it remotely. Everything I've done for 12 years now has been done remotely. So to me, doing this stuff remotely is old school, is nothing.
And I met you guys on the train. Remember when we
That's
did
right.
Dawn's?
Dawn DeMarco.
Yes, I met you
Wasn't
guys.
that
and I thought,
hilarious?
aren't
The
they
show
fun?
on the Bright Line a couple
Yes,
years ago.
Bright
That was
Line.
pretty cool.
That was so much fun on that train.
Remember a truck hit us?
Yeah.
And they denied it?
Oh, that I don't remember. Somehow
Remember
I
we
missed
stopped
that.
on the way back up?
Oh, I didn't remember that part.
But I
Maybe I was
heard
in the
it.
middle of the train or
And
something.
the guy said, no, we didn't hit no truck. I said, yes, we did. We hit something.
Pretty much.
But we
Yeah.
had a whole lot of fun. We changed wardrobes on that
I
train.
remember. That was fabulous.
We had the food at every
Yeah.
Is
station.
Dawn coming to the event?
Yes, Dawn is coming with her husband.
Fantastic.
Yes, yes. I'm
This
so
is one of
excited.
her
Where,
places here.
where is Chef?
Chef Z, we got to see. I don't think she's in town, but we can reach back out to her.
If she should have her come. She does vegan dishes.
Oh, wow.
And she did a vegan
Oh,
dish
she
in
did the
Fort
lunch
Lauderdale.
for us. That was delicious.
And they kept saying, don't tell Freddie what it is. Don't tell Freddie what it is. I went vegan because of her for 8
That was
months.
so good.
My God, I felt fantastic. I couldn't afford it. It was not cheap
is
eating
expensive.
vegan. And if you're going to eat vegan on the low side,
Yeah.
it don't taste so good. Like too many greens.
Well, now you're doing the greens because you want to, because you feel better.
And I feel a whole lot better.
That's what counts.
That's all that counts. It's the journey.
But Goldie's joy is amazing, and Dave and I, we look at you and go, how can you really be so joyful all the time? But you are.
Thank you.
She's
Lord.
always like this. And that is the gift of
Yes.
what you've gone through.
Yes.
Come out and just even have more hope and more joy.
Yes.
It's like, I would bet your mom's a lot like that. Happy and joyful.
She really is. She's
He keeps her very protected.
Some people I know like a good family friend. She's telling me, oh, my mom should go out and date. I'm like, first of all, my mom has 4 boys.
Look, he's
You
like,
know?
Mom, do not date.
My mom doesn't date. Like,
Are you your mom's favorite?
me? She doesn't want to
Yeah,
say
you.
it, but she knows.
No, but what do you think?
Me? She doesn't want to say it, but she knows. They know too, because that's why they treat me that way. Only one.
So are you telling me yes? Is he
signify-
saying
yes, I'm telling you yes.
So you're the favorite.
But he doesn't want his mom to date.
I don't want to say it, but they know. I never wanted the position, like it just happened.
But you know you're the favorite. You don't even deny it.
I don't, because that's just
The
it.
truth is the truth,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just saying. But she does love us wholeheartedly. Like if her heart had to be.
That's not what you're saying. You're the favorite.
I know I'm the most. Like she would come up and talk to me about anything. For them, for the other ones, she wouldn't do that.
Are you the favorite?
No.
What?
No.
No?
No.
Who's the favorite?
I don't think parents have favorites.
Don't you see how people are? Tell me, who's the favorite?
I don't think.
Tell me, because I'll call April, and she's going to tell me it's
She's
you.
going to tell you otherwise, but
Is it
I
your
don't
brothers?
think so. I think it's equal.
No, it's not. Is it your brothers?
He's a parent, he knows.
I seen your mom and dad. What are you talking about? I know who the favorite is. I'm just wondering when you're going to admit to it.
I don't. You know, I would never admit to that.
You see, now that's the way you answer that question, Slick.
No, it's because I live in a family full of, like, I'll say lions in a sense. Like they will always, like, I don't say anything, but they always come at me and they say, of course your mom's favorite. I'm like, I never asked to be mom's favorite. I never asked her to talk to me the way she's talking to me. Oh, it's because you're spoiled. I'm like, I'm not spoiled though. Like, I'm just the last.
See, I think every child brings their own gifts. So I don't really think, and I truly believe this in my heart, that there's no favorites. I think every child, every person brings their own gifts in life, and that's what makes a family. That's what makes all of you our family. There's not a favorite amongst them. They all have their strengths and their gifts. I truly believe that, though.
There is always a favorite.
Really?
My sister will tell you, Freddie was the favorite. Freddie wasn't the favorite.
Why? If I asked you that about your kids, you would have an answer?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Don't
I'm
say
not
it on air.
asking.
Don't ask
See,
me.
I don't. My kids are each equal.
Everybody thinks that Freddie was the favorite because he was the sports kid. And at the time, he was the favorite because I coached 7 days a week.
Wow.
And he was Mr. Let's Go. He still is. He loves sports. He's a Jet fan to the end, a Met fan. We all cried together. But then Gio came along and they were 5 years apart. You know, so there was a difference. And then Gio as I got older, became more into what I do and what he does. And I learned more about my son.
So you've got two different sides. You've got the sports guy, who's great in financial planning. You've got Gio, who is incredible in what he does with us. So there are no favorites. They're just different. I throw him a lifeline and he doesn't even take it.
I'm not going to tell you it doesn't exist. Of course it's a favorite.
It does not exist for me.
In your house, I know who between the daughter and your son is a favorite. You can deny it. That's okay.
I don't really think so.
Keep running away.
I really think both my kids have they're different gifts, but equal gifts.
It's funny. My grandmother once said, if you have 3 kids, you had 3 spoons, you have 3 arms, and you're feeding each one food. Except if you look at the amount of food on the spoon, they're all different. And the favorite gets the most food. It's always been, it always will be. But that's okay.
Wow, that's just the other controversial side of you.
It's not controversial, it's truth. You know, it doesn't mean that you love anybody less. It doesn't mean anything. I can see why he would be the favorite with his mom. He's close to his mom. I saw Mr. Kiss Lips over here bring somebody for Mother's Day flowers.
Oh, because it was Mother's.
You made all of us look bad.
He brought me flowers for Mother's Day.
I had to. Everybody was going to run you over with their car because you made us all look bad.
She does a lot in here.
Thank you. It was really kind.
Okay,
And
put
she
away the
has
lips.
She has like this guy that just keeps yelling her name every time he needs something.
You want to get things done, don't you?
I must say, you guys did a nice job in here.
They changed all the art in here. It looks fantastic.
It does.
But
This looks amazing.
the
by
one
way.
that wanted to do it was Dawn. She says, okay, okay, so she does that, right? Then she goes into Studio A, and I got 6 guys over here hanging this stuff. So I said, Dawn, you got to get out there so that you can tell us what you want. We can't read your mind. You know what she was doing? She was cutting greens off the front of the studio because they've overgrown with all the rain.
With a scissor.
With a scissor.
This looks great.
And my
too.
pocket knife. Until Vlad came on and says, Mr. Abs, we call him, Mr. Macho. But I'm going to bring in the cutter tomorrow. I'm going to cut all that back. I'm tired of this. This is tiring. But I could tell the way he handles. You see, men treat women differently than men treat men. That's a fact. And when a woman has a certain charisma about her, Slick is the first one that's going to lay it thick. because everybody loves
Everybody
Slick.
loves Slick.
And he hated me for giving him the name Slick.
yeah.
Now it's Slick Speaks, Slick this, Slick
The
that.
guys had to ask me yesterday,
I did.
how did I get my name?
Everybody wants to know how you got your name.
How did you get your name?
That's a folklore.
No, there was a guy, by the name of Frederico. There was one day I walked into, I forgot, we walked into a hotel.
No.
It was a hotel.
At the hotel? No, it started at the other place.
At the hotel.
At the production studio.
It was at the hotel.
He got mad at me because I called him
Cool cat.
Smooth.
Cool cat.
Cool cat.
He says, what? Because he had this vibe. He had a vest.
That name.
He had
Cool
the
cat.
hat. He looked really
That was a
cool, like in the
60s thing.
village, right?
Cool
That was the
cat,
style.
yeah.
And he got all mad and twisted. He got all twisted
Cool
on me.
cat.
I don't like that.
I
like
don't.
It's like Vlad. Vlad don't like Amadeus. Amadeus in the day was the best. The movie, the
yeah.
song,
Oh, yeah.
all of it.
Mozart.
Mozart, you're talking about deepness because the guy is here. I get it. No, my name is Vlad. Like I am horrible with names.
But you call him Vlad now.
Me too.
Did you know that I had to write it 2,000 times? You should see there's a notebook in the
But he
back.
stood up for himself and said, call me Vlad.
But he don't got to stand up. I didn't mean any harm by it. Amadeus, when you become a famous director and I'm in the ground and they interview you, I want you to tell that story because you're going to change your name from Vlad to Amadeus because you're going to be a famous director. You watch. You mark my words. You mark my words.
He's sitting in a director's chair after all.
Well, he's doing a movie. Maybe you can have a part.
You okay? Sure.
What was the movie I was watching the other day? They ended it with, 40-Year-Old Virgin. You know how they ended that movie?
No.
You remember how they ended that movie? I don't know. Where's the sunshine?
Oh, yes, very
Oh, yeah.
Woodstockish.
Very Woodstockish. They're in the park.
yeah.
They were dressed like you.
Where's my flowers and my...
That's why that commercial opens up. It is so you, right?
Yes.
With the confetti blowing up.
Oh, that was great.
I listened to Jesus Christ Superstar the whole weekend after that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I
that's a
drove
great
Linda
movie.
crazy because I got speakers in the house and I blew up the house with this thing. She says, what is wrong with you? And I had a moment.
Yeah.
And I look at you and I'm getting this moment again. My brother loved Jesus Christ Superstar. He used to play it on his guitar.
Wow.
And it just reminds me of him when I hear it. But my God, I could tell you stories about my life that I went through with this song. And these are the things you have to hold on to. You guys are too young. Wait till you
Music
have
is
your
very
kids.
powerful, very powerful.
It's
And you
gonna
know, the
change your
60s
life.
music, the 60s and the 70s, and Dave will tell you this.
The
The
Carpenters?
reason why those songs continue to this day is because they had meaning in the lyrics. And the radio stations would only let songs be 3 minutes long.
Yep.
And they all have hooks, musical hooks. So when you hear any song from the 60s or the 70s, you just get right on board and you start singing, and you know that they're not going to be that long.
That's
and we
right.
started adding more of those to our shows for that very reason, because they're just so nostalgic and fun.
But your shows are great. We should give people a little bit more background besides the book signing. What you do, you and Dave also have the win-win.
Oh, yes, yes. Dave and I have a duo called the Win-Win Situation, and actually we started it when we were in Philadelphia and we knew we were going to be moving down to Florida, and I guess we started it in about 2010, and we moved down here in 2011. And our idea was that we were going to be coming down to Florida semi-retired, and so what we were going to do, I couldn't get my social work license down here without a whole lot of trouble, and at the age of 62, I wasn't about to go back to school and take all these tests, so I went into life coaching. But then we also decided that we would do this music together, because when we first met in the 70s, we were always doing music together on the road and just lots of different bands, and it was just like, let's put together a duo where we can do music that will touch the senior population, because obviously in Florida, there's a lot of seniors. So when we first got down here in 2011, it took about a year because I had to go around to all these different homes and watch different entertainers and talk to the activities directors. And finally, one activities director gave us our first start, and she said, do a show. If the residents like you, we'll have you back, and then you'll have a reference in Florida. So thankfully, we did a show. The residents loved it. She gave us our reference, and the next thing you know, over the next several years, we started performing, I guess, 12 to 13 shows a month, which for us at our age was a lot. We didn't really want to do any more than that. And it was all going really well until the pandemic, unfortunately. And then everything shut down overnight. And it was sad not only for us not being able to go into the homes, but sadder for us knowing the effect on the dear seniors, that not only would they not be receiving entertainment, but even their relatives couldn't come in to visit them. So for that whole year, there was no music. And we just continued to work on it, and we just felt like, well, when the time is right, it'll start to come back again. But we also realized that we got a little too relaxed during the pandemic, and we couldn't imagine going back to doing 13 shows a month. So now we limit it to 6 shows a month, and we're just about up there doing the 6 shows a month again when this next wave of the pandemic hit, the variant, I guess they're calling it. So some of our places have had to shut down again. I guess we'll see what happens. We have like maybe 2 or 3 this month and maybe 2 or 3 next month, and hopefully they'll pick up again once they get ahead of this variant. But we just see the importance of music, because if you go into a memory care, maybe the client might not know their mother or their daughter, but as soon as we start the music, they know every word.
What
and
kind
they
of
start
music
singing.
do you play?
Well, we do music from the 40s to the 70s.
Do you do
because-
folklore music?
Not too much folklore, because that's not really what they enjoy too much. They like the Frank Sinatra, the Dean Martin era.
Do you do the hippie music?
We actually do one song, So Happy Together.
That's a great song.
Yeah, that's a great song.
I
So
gotta tell you, I
yeah.
saw a movie where they put bands together. It was all
Uh-huh.
these bands, and they did Folklore on Broadway. And it was full of actors, this movie.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's a throwback movie. I forgot the name of it. I was going to tell you to watch this thing. And
Yeah,
it
let me know
was-
if you remember.
It was fantastic. But I think folklore is going to come back, like the Carpenters, that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, Carpenters, yeah, we'll do that. I don't know what you mean by folklore.
I mean in that whole type of music.
Oh,
that
yeah,
has
yeah.
the meanings, the 70s, the hippie
Oh, yeah,
music.
we do some of those songs, yeah.
Maybe we should do a hippie concert. Why are you laughing?
No,
Why
that's...
are they laughing? What if we go down? We're going to go, what?
I lost my tickets to Lollapalooza, but yeah.
Well, why don't we do our own Palooza,
We can
Pazooka,
do,
whatever, down at the Shepley's. Schnebley's.
You do that.
Yeah, we can do it.
Why don't we?
They've
We're
had
gonna
like
have our
Woodstock
musicians.
events. I think they had one in Boca, Woodstock event last year, right?
Yeah, nobody went to that.
Oh,
Why don't we put together the thing down at Schnebley's? Because he has his place, and people come in their cars,
oh yeah.
and it holds, I think, 60 cars.
Like a drive-in movie.
Five,
Right.
5 acres.
Wow.
And he has a stage,
Oh, wow.
and he has a restaurant and everything else. We'll get to that. And we could do music. We could do Kendra. She's already agreed. Donna's already agreed. We bring them in, and we sort of change it off. And we do a whole, same thing we could do at Meisner. The only thing is, I don't want to go to Meisner when they put the roof in there, because it gets hot.
It's hot.
Oh, yeah, very hot there. Yeah.
But we were the last people that did Meisner right before the pandemic
Oh,
hit
wow.
on the 12th of March, 13th of March. 1,200 people showed up even at that time.
Wow.
It hosts 12,000. I think it'd be great, especially they dress the part.
The win-win situation.
Yeah, we
And
did
we
that
use
for
a
one of my
lighting
birthdays.
effect.
We had a whole 60s party, and everybody came dressed, and we
I
had
love
music.
that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we'll put a lighting effect around you like they used to do in the day. Remember they used to have all the lighting
Oh, yeah,
effect?
yeah, yeah.
They used to call it
The
acid
light
rain
sh-
or something.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh, you ever seen that?
Yep.
Never? Never seen it.
Sure.
You know, you guys.
You have to
know-
watch some of the old Woodstock footage.
Oh man,
movies, yeah.
I want to put beads up there, and somebody told me no, Freddie, they don't do that no more. Beads.
I don't think they've
The
come
hand.
back yet.
You make
unfortunately.
them. You can call them that.
The ripped jeans are back.
Yes.
Except
That's the
we
most
used to rip our own in the 60s. Now you pay, what, $300?
No, we didn't rip them. They were ripped because we wore them too much.
That's
Save
true.
the date. RSVP. We've got the book signing.
You gonna
August-
stomp your foot?
No, I kind of had to catch myself.
Are you stomping your foot?
August 20th.
You don't like my bee story?
I like your beads.
Why are you stomping your
This
foot?
camera's a little big.
By the way, this is for sale.
I was trying to catch myself.
This is for
August
sale.
20th, 6 till 8 p.m. right here at the theater. Contact Goldie at 215-990-7752 or RSVP on the event on the Brooklyn Cafe show page, and we will put it out on Eventbrite and more to come. We're going to keep promoting
What day
this
is it?
Friday night, August 20th,
At what time?
6 o'clock,
At what time you want people here?
5:30.
You know this is for sale?
This is for sale. Everything in the studio
Did
is
you
for
know
sale.
this is for sale?
This is for sale.
The artist just told me it's for sale.
Do you have a price on it yet? Okay.
I have a price on it.
Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Nah,
Tune
don't
in
listen
tonight.
to that. Hold on. Come and see me. This is selling at a number she gave me for a limited time only. This is one of 25 that was done, originals. And the other 24 are not in Florida. So if you come see me, and it's not 10,000, not 5,000, not 3,000, nothing like that. You'll be shocked at what this is going for. So give us a holler. Okay, now you can go, Lucy.
All right, tune in tonight at 7 o'clock, live on WWNN, and 7:30 to see the latest rendition of, let's see what they're going to put together. We've got Stitchcraft. Johanna Fox is joining us. Alana's going to be hosting that at 7. And 7:30, it's going to be an NN surprise.
And I got my Stitchcraft card.
All right.
We're going to do this so you make
Collect
a hole in it
points.
and you get something. Yes, collect points.
It's so sad that I can read your mind.
I know.
Have a great afternoon,
Did I tell you
everyone.
this is for sale, Lucy?
Goldie, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can pick in every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that glaze across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and